I'm Justin Hedges. I'm the Executive Chairman and co-founder of Prevail Partners Limited, which is a UK-based and headquartered security intelligence company who operates globally. Today, I'm delighted to be speaking from the International Security Expo in London, and I was delighted to be asked to speak at a conference well attended on Ukraine, and specifically on the security architecture around doing business there. And I covered a few topics ranging from building a network, physical and intelligence risks, managing the risk from bribery, corruption, and a wide range of topics. Good afternoon. Thanks very much, Paul and Skeg, to invite me, and thank you for coming to listen. Prevail Partners has been operating on the ground in Ukraine since December 2021 and have remained there ever since. As a intelligence and security company, we offer a variety of services. At the moment, I think the core services that we offer fall into two categories: security risk management, enabling people in and out, keeping them safe, but also increasingly providing a broader enabling service for people to get access to decision makers to enable their sales, or at least start to build relationships. So I'm going to share some strategic thoughts on what doing business in Ukraine is like and some of the challenges. I'm going to hit the sort of following points. I'm going to provide a little bit of context: physical threats, building relationships, navigating the challenges of political patronage and corruption, what you might think about the timeline, mitigating risks, and how we and other SCEG members can help. So in a context point, the reality is quite different from perception. For most people that have never been to Ukraine, all you see is the images of destruction and war. That is true, that is happening. There is a front line that stretches well over 1,000 kilometers long, and the war is violent and brutal. But away back from that, certainly when you get west of Dnipro, Kyiv, Lviv, and many oblasts, life is very different indeed. The risk of remote attack remains, for sure, from missile attacks and long-range drones, but actually Western life continues and business can be done. And there's some regions and cities that have not had a single strike since the original war started in 2014. So actually there's a lot of the country which you can access in relative safety. It's not Iraq and Afghanistan. It is well policed. The threats from in inverted commas, terrorist attacks don't really exist. There's very low threat from hostile state actors like Russian intelligence services, because they're very well policed out of the environment. So actually it's modern, the human capital is strong, and the infrastructure is good, albeit, as we all know, the energy system has continues to take a substantial hit. So it's a good Western country to do business. But when it comes to navigating political patronage and corruption, one has to remember that we are talking about a country that's still emerging from a post-Soviet environment. Politics, power, money, they all overlap. The informal connectivity and power networks sit below the formal structure, so you need to get to understand that and build the relationships in the right place to work out how decisions are made by whom, because again, post-Soviet, there's a lot of forms to fill out, there's a lot of signatures that appear on the paper, stuff takes time, and there are always many stakeholders. Lots of government institutions and quasi-government institutions tend to be involved. But the government is working extremely hard on countering corruption and making significant headway. The downside of that, though, is that all ministers and senior decision makers find it very hard to put their signature on the bit of paper, because everyone worries about the counter-corruption task force knocking on their door at 5 in the morning. But that's, in general, very strong progress indeed. So building relationships, it's the same in Ukraine as it is everywhere in the world. People do business with people. They need to trust people. So you need to invest time, and let's face it, money, not money in a negative sense, but your money to be in country, have offices, do lunches, do networking and others, principally to demonstrate that you are serious. You are serious in what you're offering, serious partner, and you're there for the long time, for the long term. I think my perception is we've been there on the ground, closing in on 3 years now. And it took about 1.5 years, but it was a senior government official that said to me, "You're all right, Justin, we've checked you out. We think you're a good sort." That took a good sort from a perspective of straight shooter, absolutely talk straight, absolutely turn away from anybody that's inching their hand in your direction and just say, "We're here to deliver a service. We do business on these terms, or we don't do business." That took 1.5 years. So trust that you can deliver on what you say you can deliver and that you're a straight shooter, which really links to a perception of timeline. Don't turn up in Kyiv and expect someone to sign a contract tomorrow, whoever you are. There aren't many people there. It would still surprise you. Not many of the big industries. Some consultancies remained footprints on the ground. Some entities are operating, but not many. And I think the big lesson, the big point I want you all to take away is it takes time, like everywhere else in the world, to get inside the tent. So you need to be there. You need to demonstrate that you have commitment, that you can be trusted, and that you can deliver. So don't expect to turn up with an array of gold watches and people to buy them. So please think about what your business line of business is in, and if you want to have a concern operating in Ukraine, you need to lay the groundwork. Mitigating risk. There are plenty of business risks in Ukraine like there are others. People talk about it being one of the most corrupt places in the world. Well, I've been around the world. Africa, Middle East, South Asia. It's no different. It's no worse. You just need to understand how to manage it. But there are ways of getting due diligence done, enhanced due diligence, getting insights, understand who makes decisions, so you can work out how to play your straight shot into the room and gain respect. Because absolutely true, the more that you deliver a straight message, the quicker you get trusted by the people that really are making decisions out there, and play the long game. There are physical and hostile intelligence service risks, particularly in the cyber domain. We just heard a presentation on that. People like Prevail, but there are others in SCEG, other providers. You can provide intelligence assessment, physical risk management in and out of country, good operational security, communications, security advice, and all manner of things to drive the risk down as low as possible. So how can we help Prevail and others in the SCEG enterprise, and there are other good people in the room? We can guide you through the complex human terrain landscape, provide security advice. We can help you work on your network strategy, gain access to the right people so that you can deliver the offer of support that you're there to deliver. So, in concluding remarks, Ukraine needs your help. The economy is recovering, but there's a hell of a lot of reconstruction to be done and good business to be done. Very Western culture. Without a doubt, the vast majority of the population look west, want to be part of the EU, don't want to be in a corrupt culture. That is ultimately why Russia started to interfere in 2014. That's the root of this problem for Putin. This is why where they are, which talks to me as a country, second largest landmass in Europe, riches of agriculture, infrastructure, intellectual capital, a very, very well-educated population, a strong technology sector. So it's all there, but you need to be there. And you need to be prepared to invest early and develop those networks and relationships. And people like us can help, and there are others in SCEG. I'll conclude there. Thanks very much.